guys, welcome back to an all-new episode of Conflicts. Today we'll be unboxing an all-new humanoid robot by Robosen. This here is the all-new Optimus Prime Rise of the Beast humanoid robot. That is right, Robosen is back at it again with an all-new lineup of robots, including the Bumblebee, which we also reviewed. This here is their latest, essentially, addition to Optimus Prime, featuring the iconic Optimus from the all-new movie Rise of the Beasts. Now, together we'll be unboxing it and as well as seeing exactly how it performs and exactly what it's all about. So if you guys wanted your very own, check out the link down below in the description. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so as you know, I'm a big fan of humanoid robots and specifically any kind of battle bot to begin with. And this here is their latest addition. This here is Optimus Prime. Now, we reviewed an original Optimus Prime, which is a transforming robot. This one here, on the other hand, does not transform, but does have a significantly crazy amount of details, which we'll be looking at together. Now, all I'd say is the box is gigantic. Can't really tell in the video, but it is absolutely huge. To kind of give you an idea exactly how it compares to the Bumblebee one, check this out. How small is that? So this thing is crazy big and looks really, really intimidating, but let's just go ahead and dive into this thing and open this thing up. All right, so whoa. This here's our packaging, this here's our box. We have Optimus here looking really cool. It says it's a limited edition. Again, kind of showcasing the robot here. As we kind of rotate it about on the back here, kind of talks about it a little bit more in terms of details. So one, you get ultra authentic design. So it sounds and action, 69 advanced computing chips. So a very cognitive. Accessibility, you have your smart conversational voice interactions. You could speak with Optimus, remote control, OTA upgrade, skills, and action library. You can download different animations. Stability, 21 servos, which is absolutely cool. And of course, this here is a Hasbro product and it is also app integrated. So you can go ahead and download the app and use it about and control it to your needs. Let's just go ahead and open this thing up. Oh my God. All right, so we have this very cool looking case. You do have obviously the styrofoam finish. You got the Autobot logo, limited edition Optimus Prime Robosen. No locking mechanisms on this one here, but again, it does have that slide out. So let's see what's inside. Oh, damn. This thing is absolutely detailed. I'm in complete awe. This is, holy crap, that's so cool. I was not expecting this. I mean, I knew it was detailed, but what? This is like a completely different level. Wow. Oh, so cool. Oh my God, I love this. I love this. Even down to the weapons, everything on it has such a crazy amount of unique look to it. Just for the pure awesomeness of having this as a display is just crazy. I mean, wow, mind blown. But let's not just look at that yet. Let's look at the accessories. Obviously, we have to look at everything today. So this here's a little box. Oh, what the heck? No way. Oh my God, that is so cool. Check it out. I wouldn't even think this is a robot. That's the crazy part. I would think this is solely a display piece. I mean, check out how many pieces they gave. Even came with this unique looking coin too. So this is a limited edition coin to kind of essentially commemorate the robot itself and the movie, of course. You have all these different arm and hand pieces. You have these unique looking weapons and every single one of them is significantly detailed. I mean, you can make a lot of cool poses with this. And then this kind of like lifts up too is what it looks like. Okay, so we can take that out. Okay, I get it. Is there like another? Oh, there's another level to this thing. Oh, that is so cool. So it comes with a display stand. I mean, I did read about that. So that's actually cool. So you can do these different animations that are not limited to being on the ground. So it gives it a little bit more freedom with the stand. And obviously you can display it any way you like. That is absolutely cool. I love the fact that it has the Autobots logo on it. Looks like we have some screws to kind of connect our stand together. This is really, really unique, guys. I mean, I would highly recommend it just for the pure awesomeness of opening this thing up. I mean, I haven't even turned on the robot yet, and I have to say I'm super excited to try this thing out. How cool is that? So that is our stand. Wow, that is a heavy duty lift here. So I know you guys can't obviously feel the weight of this thing, but this thing is really, really heavy. It's solid feel. Almost feels like a moving mechanism in there. And I believe this just kind of slides in there, and then you just go ahead and screw it in on the bottom, which we'll be doing in just a little bit. But yes, that is cool. So look at that. And then over here, obviously, we have more accessories. I believe this here is going to be your charger. So you have a USB-C power adapter. It's a fast charger with a USB-C cable. So that is that in terms of our charging mechanisms. And then, of course, we have our user manual. So it says, let's get started. Most likely, our quick start guide. Yep, our quick start guide, safety manual, safety manual, safety manual. So lots of safety manuals. But yes, this thing looks really, really cool. I am curious to see how this all plays out. So let's just go ahead and like dive right into this thing, and let's take a look at the robot next, because I am absolutely in awe by all of this. There we go. I don't want to break you. Wow. Oh man. I mean, I've reviewed some robots in my time, but I've never seen something this detailed, this artistic, this... It looks like a real Optimus Prime, but on a little tiny scale. So yeah, I mean, it's an actual humanoid robot, and on top of everything else, I mean, you would imagine just paying for the dollar amount, you're getting this unique looking display figure, but an actual humanoid robot? That itself is a kicker. They sacrifice the transforming capability for the amount of detail that you're getting with this robot. I mean, I can't even explain in words on how much detail is on this thing. Everywhere you look, you see pipes, you see like mechanisms, you see moving parts, even like the hands. Obviously, everything is swappable there. The head is very, very unique, has some battle effects to it. So let's go ahead and set this thing up next and see what this thing looks like complete. All right, so we're all set and ready to go. I went ahead and mounted our Optimus onto the stand here. Now you could technically leave it on the ground, but it does kind of limit you in terms of what kind of motions you can do with the robot. Now obviously having it on a platform like this lets you to go ahead and do a lot of aerial movements, so things that you won't normally see in a humanoid robot, as it has to constantly stand on its 2 feet. Now the thing about this particular robot is that there is a lot of different pieces, and as you can already tell, it's essentially a piece of artwork. Now a lot of this is actually hand painted, so they're not actually 100% identical, and every single one of them is very unique in its own way, although they are the same, but there may be some differences on how it's made in terms of scratches and stuff like that. So looks really cool. But yeah, so the stand itself is adjustable, so in other words, you can obviously remove it from the stand, but you can also rotate it as well. So there's a button here on the back, you see that right here. You push that button in, and this will go ahead and rotate our platform up and down like that, so you can rotate it like a full, essentially 180 degrees. And then there's a button here on the bottom portion right here. This lets you lift up the robot, so it'll be up here. So you can technically have it higher up if you're trying to make like a different kind of stance where it's kind of essentially kind of like jumping about or like flying. Kind of up to you on what you're trying to do. Now you can technically bring it back down by doing the same thing, by pushing that button down, and now it will be standing on its feet. The whole point of that is so it doesn't kind of like fall on its head. The accessories, right, so the accessories are actually pretty darn cool. So one thing to note is you do have different choices of weapons. So obviously you have the rifle, which you can mount on either the right arm or the left arm. And by mounting on the arm, I actually do mean on the arm. There's a little slot here that part of the gun will kind of slide into, while the other portion of it will actually go in between the hand. Now this particular hand is actually a fist, so this won't work with the gun, so you actually have to use a different kind of hand, which would be like this one right over here. Now there's different kind of positions in terms of the hand pieces go, so like this one here is essentially doing this, and then this one here is the opposite side for the right hand, and then we have one that's like this. And then we have one that is essentially another like holding a gun. So they gave us 2 of those, but it's not as spread out fingers. That's very interesting. But yeah, kind of cool. And then over here we actually have one that's doing this. or yeah, I guess this, like we come in peace. I'm not sure, but yeah, pretty cool. And then this is when it really takes off. These here are like the weapons. So this here's like the sword, or like essentially it kind of slides right into his arm piece right over there, and now it'll kind of attach to it as if it's like he's got these crazy blades. So you have both of them for the left arm and the right arm, and to kind of show you how it kind of mounts on. It doesn't really matter which hand pieces you're using. It just kind of slides into that little slot that I was mentioning, just like that. So you have one there, and then we can do the same thing on the other side as well. And again, it's kind of up to you on how you kind of want to display your Optimus. Obviously, you can use it for the different motions. It'll tell you which piece to use for which arm. Now, moving on, besides obviously the little blades, you can mount them into this right here. So this here is like a sword. So this will kind of mount onto like that, and which you can actually hold in his possession. And then you'll have one for the left hand as well as the right hand. And then of course you do have this axe, which is really cool. Again, very detailed, and it'll kind of play well with the whole Optimus Prime feeling. Now, lastly, we have this collector's coin. It comes with this little mount here. So it's almost like a gold coin. It says Transformers Robot 0000. So this is like a 000 serial number. That's cool. And then on the back it says Movie Edition Optimus Prime Robosen, which is essentially their signature edition. So these here are designed to be essentially movie-like replicas of the robots in real life. Now, the other model that's besides this one would be the Buzz Lightyear. So again, ultra realistic, ultra detailed robots that you can actually interact with. And yeah, I mean, it's actually a really cool lineup. So let's go ahead and turn on our Optimus next and see what this thing can do. So there's a power button here on the back. I'm gonna hold it for a few seconds. You'll see some LEDs kind of lighting up there. So inside there, you'll see the light up right there.
I am Optimus Prime.
That is cool. So definitely, you know, has that actual voice from the movie, which is really cool. Now, this here is essentially in a standby mode, so you'll see it kind of like do some standby movements, kind of moving his arms, as if it's actually breathing. Now, technically, we can keep this off of the stand, but it's kind of up to you on what you want to do. So there's a button there. There we go. Okay, for the time being, I'm gonna go ahead and remove it off of the stand. And just kind of show you the robot like this. Now, so you could technically use it without the stand, and you can even do voice recognition. So there's different kind of voice things that you could do. For instance, hey Optimus.
Greetings.
Introduce yourself.
I am the leader of the Autobots. I should have never taken us so far from home.
So you'll see a lot of the voice recognition in there. There's a few commands right now from my understanding, but obviously as time goes on, there'll be more. These are considered ground commands, so essentially things that allow it to be on the ground and still make movements. Here's another one. Hey Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Dance. So surprisingly, it's got very smooth movements. Now you can actually see the servos kind of working throughout. Overall, it looks like a standard humanoid robot. You know, obviously this particular robot does not walk. Again, I think it's very limited in terms of what it can do. With the aerial feature, it really does let it go beyond the boundaries. So with that said, let's go ahead and connect to the app next and try this thing out. That was cool. Now we're going to click on connect, and there's a trick to do it. All you do is double click the power button twice. Alright, we are officially connected. So this here is our main hub. So we have Bluetooth control, custom programming, action library, and MiniTheater. If I click on Bluetooth control, this allows us to go ahead and control our robot in terms of like battle modes. So you have your left arm and your right arm. Now you don't really have much in terms of what you can do with it. I hope they kind of expand on it later. Obviously, this is still in the works, but it is kind of cool to see what you can do. So if I click on the Ion Blaster for the left arm here, I can choose the weapon that we have in play. Now, so let's go ahead and set that up. So we're gonna do the ion blaster in our left arm. So I'm gonna grab our ion blaster, which is this guy right over here, and then we're gonna go and swap out the hand pieces. Now to swap them out, it's simply a little socket. So there's like a little ball socket, and then this just kind of pops right in, and that sense goes. So you just go ahead and find a handpiece that you like. Okay, so I believe this will do the trick. So you can just try it out and see if it like slides in, and this one does not. So that means we're still looking for the right piece. All right, so this will be it. It's a little tricky, mainly because of the fact that you're trying to mount into 2 points at once. One, you want to slide it into the locking feature, and then two, you want to go ahead and put it in the ball socket, and that should do the trick. Perfect, just like that. So you do have a button here to go ahead and turn on the LED for our ion blaster. And so for now, we're gonna go ahead and put it back on the stand just for demo purposes. All right, so ready to go. I'm gonna click on ion blaster. Pa 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 pa. So pretty cool. You can technically pick and choose based off of that. So for the right hand here, we could do Energon Sword or Energon Axe. So if I click on Energon Swords and I find obviously the Energon Sword that goes with it, and I hit right. That's pretty cool. Very dangerous, but yes, very cool. And again, really, really detailed. And it looks pretty accurate to an actual Optimus Prime doing it in the movie. So if I click on back there, that's about in terms of remote control, so you can pick and choose between the different weapons. So Action Library allows us to do a variety of different actions based off of what's pre-built as well as what's downloadable. In other words, you can download it to the center and then essentially it'll keep updating itself as time goes on. Now you have different things. You have your volley mode, which is essentially being on a stand like this. You have your ground mode, and then you have your customization, which is essentially your custom ones that you've previously made. So to kind of demo this, since we're kind of already on the stand, we'll do the volley one. So this here is Freedom.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
You can see how his feet are kind of bending out there. Again, giving it a little bit more freedom to do so. This here's Legend. Okay, this is Protect.
It is over, Scourge. You will never see Unicron take this world.
Okay, this here is Report. So moving his head.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, this here is Work Team.
Great work, team. I need Energon.
This here's Attack. So this says the right hand should have the gun and the left hand should have the sword. So now we're gonna go ahead and flip it just because of what it's asking us to do. Okay, so I'm mounting the sword onto my right hand, or sorry, my left hand, based off of what it's asking. There you go. And then let's pull this out, and then we'll add it to this. Just follow the little slot, boom, look at that. And then we'll take this hand out. Just the button is on, there you go. And then our left hand has the sword, hit attack.
Time is running out. Prepare for battle.
That's so cool.
The battle is won, but the war is far from over.
All right, so that is attack. This here's emergency.
Calling all Autobots. Calling all Autobots. This is an emergency.
This here's hello.
Greetings, friend. I am Optimus Prime.
This here's Maximals.
Autobots, Maximals, roll out.
Open fire, right hand gun.
Autobots, engage the enemy.
Left thigh is stuck. Reboot to restore.
All right, so occasionally this might happen, and it'll tell you exactly what is stuck, which is nice. All you have to do is not panic, simply turn it off and turn it back on and it should fix itself. All right, and then the next one's adventure.
Another day, another adventure.
Okay, this is can do.
We are autonomous robot organisms. We will always protect our home, Earth.
Okay, this here is defense.
Defense mode. Autobots, evasive maneuvers. Take cover. Fire. Fire now. This threat is now extinct.
So yeah, I mean, these here are all the different like volley modes or moves, I guess you can say. And it's kind of unique to see. Now, if I click on Download Center, these here are custom ones. For instance, if I click on Bumblebee, and if I click on Play, it'll actually kind of demo it too. So. And then you simply hit download and this will go ahead and transfer it to your robot, which you can go ahead and demo later. Now the next thing we'll look at is called ground. So the ground one is exactly what it sounds like. It lets us take it off of the stand here. So for instance, this here is can do. If I click that.
On my home world, we believe that the battle with darkness will continue till all are one. If we are to die, then we will die fighting, all as one.
All right, and then like these are other ones. This one's open fire.
Autobots, engage the enemy. Don't hold back. We must not let Scourge triumph.
That's so cool. Oh man, this thing looks so much cooler not on the stand. I hate to say it, unfortunately, but yes, hands down, a lot more cooler. You also have attack mode on here too, so if we want to go ahead and put our weapon back on there.
Time is running out. Prepare for battle. The battle is won.
That's so cool.
War is far from over.
So yeah, that's neat that you can, technically use ground motions like that as well. Now, moving back, we also have custom programming. Custom programming is both block-based as well as manual, which is the puppeteer mode. So under the block programming, you have your different modules. So I can click add an action here, and then I can click on a specific joint, like here's the left knee. It'll actually even show a little bit on the right-hand side there, what one we're picking and what exactly we're rotating and stuff like that. So it's kind of up to you, and then you can drag and drop, pick the degree, add your music, and hit play. So overall pretty cool, just like any of the other Robosens. Definitely great for like STEM education in terms of programming goes. Now you also have your manual programming. So if I hit start here, what this does is it'll automatically remove certain joints so I can technically pivot and control which motion I want. For instance, if I want it like this, as if he's shooting to the right, kind of hold it in place, hit sync, and then it'll show it right there. Add, bring up my arm down, hit sync again, add, look to the right, and then left hand up, and then hit sync, and then add, and then if I hit play, it'll actually showcase that exact motion that we just made. How cool is that? So it's really nice in terms of that goes. Very easy to use, very simple. It's one thing I love about the Robosen app is that you can technically do a lot of different ways of programming and stuff like that. So it does make it more educational and more easier to learn and create some unique actions altogether. The last thing we're looking at is called MiniTheater. So this year's both solo play and multiplay, where you can use other robots and interact with it. Right now, I don't think they actually have multiplay set up just yet, but we do have solo play. And then we have the Scourge over. So let's hit start. and it'll go ahead and download this motion to this. It's 2 minutes long, so let's watch and see what this is all about.
Defense mode. Autobots, evasive maneuvers. Take cover. Fire. Fire now. This threat is now extinct. Time is running out. Prepare for battle. The battle is won, but the war is far from over. Autobots, engage the enemy.
Alright, so a lot of that just seems to be a bunch of animations that they previously made and just kind of have in sync. I would imagine going forward they'll have it like the Bumblebee one, which is a little bit more interactive, which is pretty cool. But yes, kind of gives you a concept what that thing is, just more or less a test feature than anything else. Overall, a pretty darn cool robot. I love the details of it. I mean, the Signature Series is literally what it sounds like. It is absolute from the screen to your desktop, and it's as if I'm actually looking at the real Optimus Prime from the movie. I love the fact that it is interactive. I love the fact that you can swap out the arm pieces. You can do any kind of position you want. You have a lovely aerial platform that lets you do different positions, and then even with coding purpose goes, you can technically do other things that you wouldn't be able to and create some very unique actions. So with that said, if you guys have any questions about our new Optimus Prime, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.